normal girl talk, okay? If you like a guy, the absolute best thing you can do is friend zone him. I am so dead serious about this. But Nikki, I don't want to put him in the friend zone because I really like him. I understand. But the problem with liking someone is that you give them too much credit before they even prove themselves to you. And also, you don't actually really get to know them. You just like this idea of them in your head. But if you friend zone them, then you're actually getting to know the person and see if you really like them. And you get to see if they're persistent enough to try to get out of the friend zone. I wish I knew that sooner because I feel like I would have been less weird around my crushes if I just friend zoned them.
Man, that's just mean. That's mean, man.
Alright, I gotta get something out of the way first. Woman, if you're gonna give out terrible dating advice, I am going to strongly recommend that you stop mixing your coffee with a certain stimulant powder that was popularized by folks who like to march through the jungles of Bolivia. Your plan makes no sense at all. It sounds like it was written by a cartoon coyote who was sponsored by Acme products. Self-respecting men refuse to be in the friend zone. We've all been there and we're not going back. Second, if you're gonna expect a man to prove himself to you, you can rest assured that he is expecting the exact same from you. And if you're not putting in any effort to show your interest in him, it's off to the curb with you, no questions asked. And finally, your plan takes way too much work. You can easily figure out some of this stuff with $3 and a 30-minute cup of coffee with a guy, but then I realized you're a single woman reaching the age of 30. You're clearly lonely and miserable, and the only respite you have is making everyone around you as miserable as you. I keep forgetting that. Sorry, crazy lady. My bad.
Okay, I have a question for men. Why don't you guys approach us in public? It's so frustrating. Like, I just went to Lowe's and I was walking around grabbing some supplies for my move, and I made eye contact with like 3 different guys. I was smiling, I was just like doing my thing, and nobody came up to me. They almost seemed like annoyed that I was looking at them. It's just such a weird world we're in. I guess everyone uses online dating apps, but
I can see down your shirt.
Well, there's your problem. You're trying to pick up a man at Lowe's. You see, lady, you should treat a man at Lowe's the exact same way you treat men every day. Ignore them, pretend they don't exist, and go about your business. You think because you're young and you have your bags of overrated fun out on full display that most men would just drop whatever it is they're doing to go simp for you, but men who go to Lowe's don't have the patience for that kind of inappropriate behavior. These are men who are in the middle of projects and they're stuck at Lowe's trying to get supplies to finish that job. Going to Lowe's is like going to the dentist. It's a pain to get there, it's a pain when you are there, and it's a pain when you're trying to leave. Most just want to get what they need and get back to getting the job done. And you feigning interest for attention isn't going to work. Those men actually have things to do and they're not going to waste their time talking to you, especially when you look like you don't have nearly as much personality as Lowe's overpriced plywood.
if you guys would just like approach a girl, I'm telling you 99% of women would love it. Like, all you have to say is like, you know, oh, I love your shoes, or, you know, do you need help with this, or literally anything, and you'll be able to tell right away if she's like vibing with you, or if she's into you, or if she's not interested and has a boyfriend. Like, she'll probably just like be a little bit more shy and walk away or something. Like,
Nope. That would be a waste of time.
Just to make sure I wasn't going insane, I reviewed this footage with a couple of intergalactic space teamsters, and we all agreed that this message was not intended for average men. We know better. You post your personal baggage on TikTok, which means you'll have no problem doing that to us and calling us creepers, stalkers, or worse if we come within 10 yards of your general presence. The rules you made for us still apply, and those rules are to leave you alone at all costs, which means that there's only one group of men that you're trying to advise, and that means that you think Chad is too shy to talk to you, and that makes you almost adorable. Trust me, sister, if Chad wanted to talk to you, Chad is gonna talk to you, but it's clear he doesn't. You know why? Because he's too busy installing a toilet main, and after he's done, he's gonna clean up and go out and meet himself a bunch of chicks who don't try to end every statement like she's asking a question. It's not nearly as cute as you think.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or like on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go?
Oh, that's not right. No.
I was about to ask for someone to explain to me the logic of how this woman giving away free Costco samples of chlamydia to 22 different men in 10 days was somehow an accomplishment. Then I realized that she is a modern woman and logic has no place in her overeducated brain. I don't see how anybody could be proud of this. It's really not that big of an accomplishment. You let 22 guys play with your infernal gateway of putrid discharges for free. The only difference between you and a common streetwalker is that at least the streetwalker is making a profit. What did you actually gain from this outside of completely destroying your ability to bond with another human being and drastically increasing the odds of you carrying multiple diseases? If you want to throw away your life for 10 days worth of hedonistic pleasure, that's your business. But don't come crying to me once you realize that no man wants you or your rancid pit of never-ending despair, because after your little display of debauchery, you're not worthy of a man's trust. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go take a shower because your story made me feel unclean enough for the both of us.
Did feminists ever stop to consider that maybe some of us didn't want to leave the kitchen? I mean, I would make all the sandwiches to be able to stay home. I'd be fine with that. I don't want a man in my kitchen. I don't want him sprinkling my freshly ground salt all over the floor and step on shards of salt every time I walk in the door. Like, stay out of the kitchen. I'll stay out of the workplace. I would be fine with that. I don't want equality. I don't want somebody to pound me up and ask me if I paid the cable bill. I want to be someone's delicate flower. I want to be treated like a sweet baby angel. I want them to come home and be like, babe, did you make this? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, my love. And I'm like, I know. That's what I want. Like, equality is not it. The workplace, leave it to the men.
A smelly fish.
And it's not a cod.
You know what, on the surface, this seems like kind of a wholesome thing to say, but I don't know. I've always been suspicious of women who go on TikTok and claim they want to be in the kitchen. Something never really smells right about that. I don't know, maybe it's her frustration or her overwhelming desire to want to protect her salt from being spilled, but something's not passing the smell test here. Don't get me wrong, I totally agree with the sentiment. Feminism has taken multiple generations of women and completely destroyed them and turned them into unpleasant militant malcontents who are hell-bent on destroying everyone around them because progress or something. But when I hear stuff like this, I immediately ask myself, if that's what she wants, then why isn't she a housewife? Why isn't she doing all those things? If she's being serious, then there'd be at least a line of men around the block waiting to wife her up. So, because I can't leave well enough alone, I did some digging, and here's what I found.
What do I bring to the table? Let's see. I love to cook. I love to clean. I have a bachelor's degree. I graduated from college with honors. I have 2 jobs. I pay my own bills. I don't need physical help or financial support.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
I love being a mom. I love going to see my kid play sports. I'm very respectful. I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. I'm very, very loyal in my relationships. I love just hanging out and treating the person that I love like an absolute king.
And there you have it. Woman, you can sell yourself all you want, but no matter how hard you try to spin it, you do want a man to take care of you financially. You want a man to make enough money for you to stay at home and support your kid. And even if you were being genuine, the same rules apply, because nobody cares if you like to cook or clean, and nobody cares if you're college educated, and your ability to stay loyal is kinda suspect considering you're a single mother. Men can cook and clean all on their own without some kind of financial liability being thrust onto them. So nice try, lady, but you're not fooling anybody. You're telling us everything that you think we want to hear, but you lost us the second you mentioned your fatherless spawn. Sorry, Toots. The next time you try to trick us into thinking that you're a catch, maybe don't parade around your kid with you, because the second we see that, we all think the same thing at the same time, sugar. Your kid, your problem.
We're settling with you. I have girlfriends in marriages right now who have settled with the nice, safe, secure guy we weren't all that attracted to. We didn't really want that much. We didn't have any chemistry with. We had meh sex with because we had to. Because the guy we actually felt passion and chemistry for doesn't want us.
I feel shocked.
Yeah, we already know this, you ungrateful succubus. We know this because you never shut up about it on TikTok. Every day, harlots like you go online to disrespect your husband and complain incessantly about how the guy isn't somehow dashing past loose floorboards, jumping over pits of spikes, and getting into random sword fights just to please you, because it's impossible for a husband to please his wife when she resents him for not being the Prince of Persia. And these guys will bend over backwards for you. They will do everything they can to make you happy, and they would move heaven and earth for you if it meant making you smile. Like that's even possible. You won't allow him because he isn't the dude who repeatedly pumped and dumped you back when you were 23. But that won't stop you from cashing in those alimony and child support checks every month after you get bored, because let's face it, what's the point of finding your most true and authentic self if you don't have your ex-husband's money to spend?
Or makes us so emotionally unhinged and erratic that we can't look ourselves in the mirror anymore. Normally, those guys that we settle for don't make it happen. To us, it's like, well, damn, if you're putting up with it, well, okay, cool. If you're still here, cool. When you want to go, that's fine. But in the meantime, I got no one else. You're here to give it. Cool. I accept. But my God, I see how pathetic you are, and I will definitely use that to my advantage. We'd leave you in a heartbeat if someone better came along.
You! I will think of you as I throw up into the toilet.
Okay, so instead of actually putting in the effort to make the marriage work, you're just gonna talk smack about the guy who breaks his back to provide for you. Because you're just assuming that this guy is gonna take that kind of disrespect and allow you to walk all over him without any repercussions. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work out as well as you think. The tables have turned, sweet cheeks. Men are wise to your little con job. Sure, you can leave this guy for someone better, but then what? That guy and you will have a little bit of fun for about 6 months before he kicks you to the curb. And when you come groveling back to your ex, you'll realize that he's shacked up with a hotter, younger chick who actually respects him, or he's living a life of peaceful solitude. And he'll be damned before he gives that up for a wretch like yourself, and it'll be off to the curb with you to take your rightful place amongst the filth, the garbage, and the stray cats. You should be able to identify with them well enough because they're gonna treat you the exact way you treated your ex-husband. They'll tolerate your presence, ignore you till they want something, and they'll put up with your smell of pathetic desperation until something better comes along. And considering your looks and your voice, that won't take long at all. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, thank you so much for checking out the new video. And if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and leave a comment or two. Let's get together and give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Again, thank you so much for checking out this new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.